What is a win for a man in family court? And this was one of the things that was discussed for a long time on a Rising Man call. It's Sunday. We have 10 hours of calls for guys to help work through their cases every Sunday night, at least for this month. And that could change, but there's a huge amount of call time, 30 hours a week minimum, that you have access to where you can get the help you need. And a win in family court for a man is not the win you think it's going to be. And so straight up, a win is going to be fair custody time with your kids. It's going to be fair child support to clear yourself of false allegations and these types of things. And that's what a win is. But what we want a win to be, especially when we've been attacked and victimized, lied about, our names dragged through the mud, when we've been falsely accused of abusing our kids or abusing our ex or whatever the situation is, in these horrific ways, that win is usually justice and redemption for those things, the lies that were told about us, the attacking, the unfairness about it. And we walk out of there not having those things respected, and it is painful. And I'm at this point in dealing with so many guys, I've been working with men for 18 years, but the last 5 years have been a huge ride with men going through their custody cases. Yeah, we've dismissed, gotten protective orders dismissed and all these types of things, but still then after that have to deal with a crazy system of reunification. And just to be clear, many family law attorneys, in fact, the vast majority of them go through their entire careers, 40, 50-year careers, without ever getting a protective order dismissed. These things, in going through this, when I hear anybody in our society, women, men, whoever, lawyers, social workers, say that when they hear about some of the problems of what the men go through in my groups of being falsely accused of things and them still being angry because they just got proper, fair visitation, but having to spend $50,000 or $60,000 in legal fees, having their reputation ruined with no redemption, no correction to that, no aid from the public. And people will say, well, man, it just sucks. That's an isolated case, or this is what women have had to go through, and that's a small price men had to pay. This is one of the most horrific things that we are saying about human life and justice. And I just want to put this in perspective. I don't want to make this about women, men, or other people who've been disenfranchised by the system, and there's been a ton of those. But we as a society and as a community are going to look back at this in hopefully 10 years, but more likely 50 years, and go, man, we ruined men's lives. We ruined children who are now adults, their lives, because we dismissed the male struggle in our population, which is massive. It is huge. I get it. Many different people have struggled, many, but injustice and unfairness and ruining somebody's life and protecting people who lie, who maliciously try and destroy a man's life because they wanted to have sex with somebody else, they wanted to leave a relationship, they got left, and they wanted to win and leverage the system, which is supposed to care about the best interest of the child and obviously rated engaged in ways which are not right if they allow false abuse claims to take place and let somebody enact parental alienation, but call it being a good mother. And when that abuse of parental alienation, taking a father away from their children, or if it's a mother, a father taking children away from mother, it's horrible either way. When that happens and we think that that's okay, we think that abusing a child, parental alienation, telling a child that their father is an abuser when he's not, making up a lie about another parent to a child to play that child, to make them love them more. And we say we won because our kids love us, or the mom has the kids saying that they love them more, or whatever. When we think that that's good, when that actual act is proven to have psychological damages that are equivalent to physical, sexual, and verbal abuse, when you cut a parent out, you will get the same results and even more from repeated sexual abuse to a child. These are hard claims. That we dismiss that we're not putting mothers in check in this. And I just want to be clear. This isn't to say that all women are doing this, but it is common. It is more common than not. Go down to your family courts and watch. If a woman gets afraid of something, she can too easily make up those claims. when I have men who have knives pulled on them, when I have men who have their blatantly their reputations ruined and lies made up about them, and it's proven and obvious to the courts, and there's no consequence. When this happens over and over again, why are we saying that this is okay? Now, the last thing I want to do is start a reactionary fire based on male anger, based on unchecked and unresolved male anger, to redefine the laws. What I want to do is have men heal in the way that men heal. Men heal differently than women. They don't need to be led by people that are unaware of their problems. They need to get past it. They need to move through it in a sacred way, in a righteous way. But then we need to start working towards what are men and women, defined by you. What is the man in you? What is the woman in you? What is the greatest part of yourself? How does it become responsible? How does it start checking itself? How does it start analyzing its wrongs and correcting them to rights? How do we turn that into virtue and wisdom? And how do we make that? It's one of the most important things that we have. We cannot design laws as they were based off of female pain that needed to come about, but were based on reactionism and then exploited by later women, generations later when feminism started, that were exploited by women to lie about real abuse, to exploit real child abuse, people who really were victims of child abuse, to exploit that to lie just to get their way. We have to not let men do the same thing when we correct those laws. In any case, guys, I want you to understand that there are voices out there trying to help you, work with you. This is what my business is. This is what my life is. This is what I do daily. And what I try and take from these calls from guys who are working on it, going through the struggle, who are a part of my groups, who are able to afford it and all that sort of stuff. It's a big thing of mine to take that onto YouTube, onto TikTok, onto Instagram, all the different social medias and all these different things so that men can go out there and get the help they need. We are suffering in huge ways. And there are ways to rebuild your life. And man, I can prove it. It's what happened to me. 5 years. Got my life taken away. Multiple guys in my group had their kids taken away for over a year. 3 years. How to get them back. How to rebuild your life. How to not kill yourself and all these different things. Because that's what happens. And I hate to say it. Many of you guys watching this, you probably know. If your ex is in contention with you, making up false claims, she just wants you to go away. She may not say she wants you to kill yourself. She may not say she wants you to go to jail. But man, she's taking actions that will put you there because she just wants it to go away. Because why? We have a culture of men and women who exist off of irresponsibility with no integrity. And you have to commit, if you're a victim of this, to get past that pain and bring goodness back to our culture. All right. Thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in joining my groups, check the show notes down below. Check out the free resources that I have and all the different stuff. It's a huge part of my life. Stay alive. Part of being strong, guys, is staying alive, being a good dad, and working through the hard times. And I will do it with you. Thanks for watching.